What's up, everyone? It's Roger and Abe here from DisKingdom with the Disney Infinity and Beyond podcast, episode number 77. And we are going to be discussing the leaks and also the InfiniFan Awards. So, Abe, what's up?
What's going on, man? Lots of interesting stuff. Lots of plumbing to be done because of the leaks. So, yeah.
Yes, it's been an interesting weekend, hasn't it? It was definitely an interesting weekend because basically on this week's show, we're going to be discussing basically two things. We're going to be discussing the InfiniFans Awards a little bit later, but first we're going to be discussing the leaks that happened over the weekend. In case you aren't aware, basically, US retailer B&H put out pre-orders for Baloo as an independent figure, also the Black Panther, Vision, Ant-Man as single figures. There was also the Battlegrounds playset, but there was no pictures. There was also a Marvel Power Disc pack and also an Avengers triple pack featuring some characters from 2.0.
The Zootopia figures too.
Oh, yeah, but we knew about them anyway.
I mean, release date though. Release date.
Yes, there's a release date. Also on Amazon.com, there was a listing for the Battlegrounds playset, and which I believe was March 15th for the release date for that. And that also had a little bit of information in, and that quickly got taken down. So it's been a very much a kind of a blast of information this week. And yeah, it's some good news. There's a lot of some really interesting stuff coming through on these leaks. So what was your first impression when you saw these characters?
Well, considering first off, we kind of had seen some of these already a while back, and it was kept hush hush. But we did see one in particular, which we kind of talked about a little bit last webcast because we were thinking, hey,
yeah,
this could possibly be it. Obviously, we do want to say, and we have to acknowledge it. Like, we were being hush hush because obviously it was trying to be kept a secret. It got let loose. Sorry, JV. It just happened. I know you wanted to surprise all of us, but it did happen, and it's everywhere. I mean, it's too late. I mean, all the other sites have been talking about it. But anyways, I'm talking about Baloo. Baloo is awesome. That was the figure we assume he was talking about that had not been revealed or leaked until now, obviously. And I'm so glad they went with the classic version because I don't want a generic looking bear. So
yeah, it definitely I think it's definitely the right idea for the design of that figure. Works because it's a two-legged character. I'm so glad they went with the original one because that just wasn't going to work with the new version because it's just a generic bear. And that's kind of the thing. I love the look of it. I think it's a great looking character. Really caught me off guard. We were talking about it last week because there was a tweet that went out from JV. And
right.
I don't think I'm surprised by these characters because with the movie coming out in April, I wouldn't say completely. It was the fact that it came out of nowhere, and the benefit of this DLC stuff because we don't know about stuff a little bit more.
Well, and then you're tapping into something important to mention, DLC stuff. All these figures, including Black Panther, Ant-Man, and Vision. Not Black Suit Spider-Man, which was another kind of little surprise that he was in an individual package this soon. But anyways, all those figures have this little symbol on it. It's this little yellow symbol that has the Wi-Fi logo on it. So that clearly is telling us that you're going to need internet connection in order for you to actually be able to play with these characters. So that's very important to point out.
It's also very, very predominant. It's very much on it. What was more interesting, I thought, was on the Marvel Power Disc pack. It had they had the logo, but underneath it said like internet connection required or something. So it had a little bit of text. Whereas on the characters, it just had, and a lot of people are going, well, why has it got a Wi-Fi logo on it? And I think this is like I've been saying this for the past month. I felt this is where I think Infinity is going to go in 2016. We're going to see a lot of this. We're going to see a lot more of this, and I think this is the first wave. This is the best thing about the DLC side of things is they can add stuff into Infinity 3.0, and they can add it in playsets, characters, power discs. It's going to change the game entirely.
I think this also definitely marks the possibility that they've finally hit that cusp of this platform goal that they had.
Yeah.
We first saw it with The Good Dinosaur. I mean, the movie comes out, boom, we have a figure. We saw it well done with, even though it was already on the disc, but we still saw it with The Force Awakens. And now we're seeing it with The Jungle Book. We're going to get, or even Zootopia. Let's not forget Zootopia.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Like, this also makes us, has our mind, our gears are churning here. We're thinking, could we possibly get an Alice or Mad Hatter if when Alice comes out? Could we get a Doctor Strange later on? I mean, this is interesting. If this is going to keep going, like you said, could this be the new way of gaming with Infinity?
To me, I think we need to literally just throw the entire last 3 years of Infinity out the window. And I think we have to start 2016 is an entirely different year for Infinity. I just have this feeling that it feels different this year. It feels, I mean, 3.0 was as from the beginning, as they've been doing stuff differently. But I think we should throw the old models out of, I think the whole thing of expecting a 4.0 announcement in May or April, I don't think we're going to get that same thing. And we've talked about this a lot in the past, but these new images with these little icons on it could change everything. Now, what gets me with Baloo was it's DLC. They can announce this stuff. I'm just surprised. I'm kind of surprised that this leak went down the way it did. I think with Baloo, it was one of those situations. I think, and I do believe this is the thing with Infinity, they got to stop when they send stuff out to retailers. They've got to start saying something publicly, because the minute it goes to a retailer, it seems to leak. Infinity, every single character has got out via a retailer leak. Every single thing for the last 2 years. And I'm going to be honest, it's kind of getting to the point for me personally. And I know, it's the same mistake being made. And it's kind of like, well, I'm sorry, but the retailers keep putting them out there. It's completely being put out legally from them, or they're putting it out and we're looking at them. I'm just finding it very difficult now, like 2-3 years later, to still be feeling when a leak comes out, well, you've done this 50 times before. It's the same mistake being made over and over again. I'm finding it very, very hard to kind of feel, I don't, it's it keeps happening. That's the thing with it.
Well, let me add 2 things to that. Like, I definitely agree with you. It's true. It's every leak definitely always comes from a retailer. But the other thing I wanted to point out is there's 2 things that they just need to realize that. Well, actually, let me point out one more thing. Every leak has come from a different retailer.
Yeah,
which is very interesting. So this only proves my next point, which is Disney's a big corporate machine, and as much as JV or the Disney Infinity team wants to try and stop every retailer out there from possibly leaking something, it's going to be impossible, because I'm sure that he can't, JV or whoever is running the show as far as marketing goes, they can't really cherry pick each retailer and give them instructions. Eventually, somebody out in the corporate part of this big machine is going to say, here's the images, this is the release date, put it up when it's time. They can't police it all, so it's going to happen. And like you said, to avoid something like this happening, there's 2 things they can do. This is easy. They can tell people, hey, this is when it's going to be released. We're not going to give you any information until then. Or B, if you want to give them the information, you don't need to give them images. Hey, let them leak that, oh, we have a Baloo figure coming. But, oh, wait, we don't know what it looks like. You know what I mean?
So it's done with Battlegrounds.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to send out an image. It is unfortunate, but, like you said, nowadays, I mean, even with movies, I mean, you got whole movies leaking on the internet before they even come out in theaters. People are streaming them from something. It's going to happen. Yeah. And it's unfortunate, but hey, I'm excited. Those things are cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well as they need a different strategy. Pulling them off the internet and all the rest of it isn't going to work. It's just not going to work in 2016. It is, the things just go viral so quickly and if one site doesn't do it, because I know Infinity Inquirer put them up, and Josh did a fantastic article over on Toys to Games category, which I completely agreed with, of this whole thing of this backlash. And I sort of think in some ways, because the Infinity team have become so personal for us, because through the webcasts, live streams, all these events, Twitter, etc. We kind of the Infinity fans have got these, you know, the guys on the team have become personal. They've become friends. They've become people we know. If this happens to Lego or Skylanders, it's just a blank corporate person. There's no person, and so I think that's where this difference of where it's over the years we've got to know these teams, and so they've, you know, people are viewing it as like, oh, you're upsetting them. It's like, but if Lego Dimensions doesn't have that because they don't have this team that you see interacting, and I don't know if that over the years is changing the reaction to people because they feel they know, you know, the Infinity team so much better than any other ones that we see before. And I don't know, you know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And actually, to piggyback off of one more thing you're saying, I think Lego Dimensions has a really great strategy, which is put them all on the box. Seriously, put them all on the very top of the box. All the figures are going to come out. And this is the reason why I say this, because if they want to surprise us in the future with another one, we won't be looking for one because we are already assuming they're all on the box. You know what I'm talking about with the Lego Dimensions box? Yeah, because every single wave is up on the top, printed. Hey, Wave 7 is going to come out at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting that they do it that way. But I don't know. Again, everybody does it differently. Like you said, they're very personal, and they want to try to surprise us. But unfortunately, it's the internet. You know, you can't hide anything.
No, it's just not. It's just, you know, that blue. You know, for me, I'm thinking like DLC. This is the perfect opportunity to have this thing of. You know, they finally got this thing where they can kind of not announce stuff. There's no leakage through the game disc. Remember when people used to mine
right? They used to data mine it. Yeah,
they finally got this. You know, they finally got around that problem. But it's like, you know, I can understand this thing with the Marvel point of view of, you know, there's a massive Marvel video game coming out next week. Lego Avengers. Can't wait for it. Really excited about it. That game is out next week, so I can understand that they can't maybe put out this information because of this kind of, you know, there's another Marvel video game coming first and they have to wait till that's come out, but then they've announced the characters, you know, but this whole thing with Marvel has been a mess. You know, we go back to San Diego Comic-Con with Ant-Man, the Vision leak through, or not even a leak, but CNET, we were a bit like, well, is that a leak? Is that not a leak?
Disney totally did that one on purpose.
Yeah, it's just like we don't. And it's like, I think it's like with Ant-Man, you know, saying it's this Ant-Man picture come out. It's been 7 months since we got told it was coming.
Well, here's something that that kind of makes sense, and honestly, it's thanks to Funko that kind of makes sense to me now. And we actually tapped into this. I was following along on Disney Infinity TV's webcast earlier, but Funko spilled something about what Ant-Man's supposed to look like in the next movie.
I'm just going to top in on something on there. Lego did it the week before with another set.
Right. Okay. They did that stuff, and now it kind of makes sense because this Ant-Man looks like what he's going to look like in the new movie, and obviously in those toys. So it makes sense why they held that back. But to be honest with you, and let me be completely blunt. Most of the Ant-Mans look similar anyway, so just tell us what he looks like. It doesn't matter. We're not going to be complaining like, oh, Disney Infinity just spoiled what he's supposed to look like. No, we don't know that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I think I'm just, this has been this whole like thing going on this last few days about this kind of this news and stuff. And I think, I think then there was a backlash against people posting it. There's a backlash against not posting it. And, you know, I just feel like this just can't keep happening because, you know, Disney are making the mistakes. Retailers are making the mistakes. Going after Jason is not right because, in my view, it's not we're just sharing the news. If one site doesn't do it, or if somebody puts it on Twitter, somebody puts it on a forum, someone puts it on Reddit, that's how it's going to get out. You can't stop that train once that's gone, and people have seen. I think Tigger on DinnerFan said, you can't see what you've not seen, what you've unseen. You can't unsee what you've seen.
You can't unsee what you've seen. Exactly.
It's just these leaks are going to keep happening unless they change how they are dealing with it. Baloo, they teased it last week and then it leaks. It's like that would have been a perfect opportunity to just put that out there, just put the image out there, or just say I'm starting to, it's like we can't keep having, we've had what, 20, 30 leaks now. We're starting to get to the point of it's just become the normal way of getting information.
You know, they could have done exactly what they did with Maleficent or Merida. Remember when they showed a silhouette?
Yeah.
That just a silhouette. They don't even have to spoil what she looks like. Just say, you know, something brave is coming, or you know, or something, you know, evil is coming, and just show the silhouette. I mean, they could have done something like that, but unfortunately, retailer beat them to the punch. But anyways, aside from the whole discussion about, you know, leaks, whether we should post them or not, clearly, let's just talk about them. Let's talk about these figures. Do you have images up or?
No, I don't have any images up. What I do have is I was just going to briefly bring up some information that came out on Amazon's listing.
Okay. Sure,
about the Battlegrounds playset. Now it's quite interesting. We don't know anything about it, but what I was really surprised with was when we've seen now Ant-Man, Black Panther, and Vision are individually packets, which means there is another Marvel character we do not know about that's going to be with the first Avenger, Captain America.
I've been saying it since day one.
Yeah, and everyone's kind of assuming that it's going to be Scarlet Witch. I'm so glad they didn't do Black Suit Spider-Man, because that would have caused what a hell of a fury. But Scarlet Witch, I think, is the one that everyone's going to, there's a male to female ratio that makes sense. So we still don't know much about that yet. But I'm just going to read some description that came up on the Amazon listing. The evil forces scheme for world conquest as they pit Marvel's greatest superheroes against each other. It's an all-out brawl in Marvel Battlegrounds. Engage in a 4-player combat and battle in their 12 levels across 8 epic new arenas. Customize your game with up to 6 Marvel Power Discs per match. Select superheroes and villains from your entire collection of Marvel characters in Disney Infinity. Smash through floors, walls, and tear down the environment as you battle to defeat your opponents. 28 characters to collect and more to come. Use Captain America's shield to attack from a distance and increase power from close quarters. Right. So first off, we know that we've got 12 levels and 8 arenas. So this is very much, this is sounding full-on fight. This is just a fight game.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely kind of got that feel to it. It definitely, the way they're pronouncing it, I like the idea that we've got 6 power discs and they're going to be used differently. Yeah, I just think it's going to be interesting to see what it is. I'm really excited about it because I've always liked fighting games, the Mortal Kombats, the Street Fighters, the Tekkens, the Power Stones. I've been a fan of these games since they were out on my Game Boy. I've always been on, loved those kind of fighting games. Well, and I'm loving the fact we've got something different.
Well, I was going to say is, like, first of all, yeah, I definitely, loved playing Super Smash Brothers growing up. Another thing that I really loved playing growing up was Marvel vs. Capcom in the arcades. I mean, those were awesome. But now this is like, especially seeing them in New York Comic Con, it looks like a hybrid, like on steroids. It looks phenomenal. I'm excited, and honestly, like you said, the Power Disc Incorporation, it's gonna be interesting how they do that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to get into all of this a lot more when we've got the official information come through with the new trailer and the proper information on the power discs, so we know exactly what they are and stuff. So we'll go into that a bit later on. But the Marvel Battlegrounds playset is shaping up to be quite interesting. I'm liking the idea that it's going to be a different kind of gameplay. It almost, in some ways, feels like a toy box expansion, a little bit.
Okay.
Less kind of traditional playset like mentality where it's you're going from here to here to here to here, get this, get that, get this. This feels like an entirely different style of gaming, so it feels more like it's a expansion disc.
The only thing that's kind of bothering me is that, or at least we're not 100% yet, but is it just 4-player local, or are we going to be able to play 4-player online? We don't know. But they keep saying 4-player local, and that word is bothering me. So, see what happens there. But it's still, like you said, looks awesome. I think it's shaped more. I don't know. It's kind of like a hybrid expansion game and playset, because of, you said, you have your 8 arenas, but you have 12 levels. So I'm assuming they're going to follow that storyline as well. So,
but I mean, again, I've been saying this for a while now. Like, instead of confusing, muddying the waters with all this toy box expansion stuff, release them as play sets, and you can chuck in a few figures, and it's a lot more or less complicated. And I'm kind of
unified.
Make it unified, make it more. If they released Speedway with 2 characters, it would have been an entirely different. It wouldn't have just been a thing on the side.
That's
and
true.
I think that's Toolbox Takeover. If they put like 2 random a Disney and a Marvel character in that as a separate pack, it would have. I think it would have sold. It might have sold better. It might have kind of, oh, this is something new. We can bring all your characters in. It would have, and I do wonder if that's the way we're going to go, because that's how this Battlegrounds feels to me, like a kind of a hybrid between a playset and an expansion game. Rather than it. But it looks interesting. I love the fact as well that they're definitely incorporating all of the old characters from 2.0. They're repackaging the Avengers starter pack with the characters as well. That's going to be coming, which is a really. I would have thought they would have released. I was expecting them to be released as single characters because 4's already out, and they did it last year with some of the 1.0 characters, and it would have made. I just thought, oh, a triple pack. We haven't seen one of them since 1.0. I know, and also I'm going to say this: if you do need them, just pick up a cheap starter pack, because it'll probably be cheaper than the level pack or this triple pack, and yeah, I just have a look around, because there's lots of offers around as well. Even just picking up them individually or the packs. Don't just jump. If you are thinking about doing it, maybe look around a little bit for the different options, because there's going to be about 4 different options to get 4 now.
Yeah, that's true.
And it would be so
become popular.
Yeah, and I don't really consider him. I was never really a big fan of him in the game anyway. But yeah, it's interesting that they're doing this. Or I think the Marvel Battlegrounds stuff is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's definitely going to. It's just an exciting time, I think, again for Infinity fans.
Totally agree. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, anything else you want to add on these leaks before we move on to the next one?
I wanted to show the figures. Are we not going to show them?
No. Well, we're going to do that when we get the official.
Why not?
Oh, all right. I'll bring them up then.
You're kidding me. Everybody's doing it. Why won't we?
Yeah, that's all right. All right.
You spent half an hour saying about leaks, yada, yada, yada. We should be, and then you don't want to do it.
No, all right. Got it. We'll go for it. Let me just find them.
Anyways, well, I'll keep talking about. I was gonna say the Power Discs. The Power Disc looks cool because it looks like we're finally introducing new content for a hero that a lot of people aren't familiar with, which is Dark Hawk. Am I saying that correctly?
I'm not aware of this guy. I'm going to bring up Jason's, because I haven't got the information up on our website yet.
Jason's works.
Yeah,
well,
there we go.
Show that little logo first on the top thing that he has. Scroll up. There you go. That he's zoomed in.
Yeah, the internet required for content update. Internet requires pour le mesure de content.
Wow, is that your French? That's really good.
Yeah, I do have a GCSE in French, so
excellent.
There was some use at high school for that. I probably butchered it, but there we go.
that was beautiful, Roger. So the first one, obviously, a lot of people are excited about, and obviously you can tell that is the awesome motorcycle that's on fire from our favorite guy, who I wonder when we'll see him in Infinity. I don't know, maybe a year or two, you think?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Because he's like the license back with him. I know Rufus is going to be really happy.
Rufus is excited. Then this is the Dark Hawk right above, which I'm assuming it's a team-up disc. And that's cool. I'm wondering if this is hinting of some heroes to make cameos later on in movies, or is it just straight for the game? Who knows?
They can just delve into the comic books a little bit for these, can't they?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's funny because we did have Ghost Rider's whip earlier. Now we have his bike, and then now the fact that we have something new, like new content, that looks interesting to me. Above that, do you think that's like a Nova Corps that's event disc?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking those 2 discs above, because it looks like there's some kind of I can't think of the word from the movies. They got the power disc. Yeah, that's it. They, I think, look to be like event discs, but I think these are going to be a lot more useful in the play set. I think they're a different kind of an attack. I think, but this makes sense, because if they're bringing in all these different circle attacks for the play set, I wasn't expecting the Ghost Rider, to be honest. I was expecting another round disc.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of awesome. I'm glad it's there.
Right. Okay.
Now these babies right here.
So we got Vision, which we'd kind of seen a bit before, but now we've got him in full color.
Yeah, and there's that little logo again with the yellow bar there.
Yeah, you can pick Wi-Fi up on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I actually asked a dumb question just for fun. I was asking, what if I'm hardwired into the internet? Am I not going to be able to play it because it's not Wi-Fi? It's not wireless.
Yeah, it's a hard one, isn't it? Because it's but at least it kind of, if you aren't sure what it means, you're going to look at it.
Yeah, I was going to say, but before you switch over, what do you think about the detail on Vision here? As far as the way his cape looks and his stance, like, what do you think about this?
It looks good. It looks Vision's always been a kind of an odd character for me anyway, but yeah, it kind of looks okay. I wouldn't say I'm blown away with it.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like 50-50 there. So
yeah, so he's not definitely not my favorite out of them. I love this one.
Yep, I was gonna say the same thing. This was my favorite one.
This one, he just looks so badass. He's got the claws. He's definitely in that kind of that he just looks like he's in a completely different like pose, ready for battle. I mean, I know that's the thing. They all have to be ready for battle, isn't it? That's always
right. And one thing that really stood out to me, and I'm hoping it's not just paint. I'm hoping it's actually texture. But like see those like rough lines that he has. Like I hope it's just kind of like Spider-Man where he had like the web texture. I hope this is texture as well because it's gonna make this figure pop out even more.
Yeah. Let me have Ant-Man.
Sorry.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna be honest. The first thing that caught me was the mask.
Yeah.
It looks more like Greedo.
You know what? I now that you say that, I'm always gonna think of Greedo. Thanks a lot.
If you painted him green, he's just Greedo.
You know what though? I honestly think if you're looking at the image on the box, I agree. But if you look at the figure and his pose, and definitely look at it on an angle, okay, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's more so because they Disney Infinity-fied the Ant-Man look. So
no, I think the figure face and the mold and the figure there looks good. I like and he's also like the fact he's in a different stance. He's not just standing up but yeah, I think that front on view doesn't quite look right.
And then, quick question for you: do you think where his eyes are? Do you think they're going to be using that clear plastic, that translucent plastic? Because it kind of looks like it almost, in my opinion.
I don't think so. I don't.
So it's just gonna be like glossy paint, then you think?
Yeah, I don't think. Well, then they're gonna have to put a layer in behind with a different. It's gonna be too much work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. No, I don't. I
can only dream.
Okay. Black Suit Spider-Man.
Now this one I'm so excited for.
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, I've got it, but do you know what I really would have loved? Is a different pose.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Because if it'd been a repose, I would have brought it on a flash. Because I still use this character now in like Toy Box Takeover and stuff. I love this character. I've used this one since the Vita one come in. Using this one or normal Spider-Man. I love this character, and he is slightly different now. They tweaked him in 3.0 in the last patch, so he kind of fights a little differently. Not a lot, but enough to be that there's a little difference.
I'm just wondering if this one will have a difference from the 2.0 version.
So that's it. I think that's all the difference. There's only like a little different in terms of his fighting. There's a little he does like a couple of different combo moves and stuff to the red one. So I'm glad they did that.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it's out. Black Suit Spider-Man's out for everyone to get. It's just a shame that he's been a bit of a mess in terms of how they've kind of handled him as a character.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. I agree. I think the last one you have there is definitely the one that was supposed to be the big surprise. Baloo, what do you think about his pose?
Oh yes, I'll find him.
He should be in the same pose, I think.
Yeah, he's in the same pose just because he was not in the. So let's look at where is it? There we go. Okay, let's bring this up. Yeah, Baloo looks good. He looks like he's fun. I like the way how they. Oh, there's the triple pack, by the way.
That's right. There's the triple pack. That's right. Okay, there's Baloo. I honestly love the pose they chose for him.
It looks like he's mid chorus of bare necessities. Yeah, it's totally awesome.
Yeah, I think it's that thing, isn't it? Because they're all supposed to be in kind of like ready for action mode, aren't they? That's the kind of the term. And I think it's like, well, we don't know what to do with it. Baloo doesn't really, it's gonna. I love how they've done him. It looks so simple, but it looks so. The face has got all the detail because the body's got nothing to it. There's no detail to the body. It's just the face.
And you know what I wanted to say too is that obviously they're concerned about spoiling it, the surprise. But honestly, we don't even know what his base looks like, so that's going to be an awesome surprise when we do see it.
Yeah,
so it's going to be vines, or is there going to be some type of fruit or something below? Like it's going to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a good character, and I think it's that thing with the Jungle Book kind of movie coming out. I'm hoping we might even get a Power Disc pack to come with these movies that are coming out this year. That would make sense as well. But yeah, Baloo definitely came out of left field. I think that's what caught a lot of people off guard, because I don't think anyone was expecting it, because I know because we've known for a while that there was going to be an unannounced character that hadn't got out, that was coming this spring or this quarter kind of thing. So this was cool. I mean, there were some people like, is it a light effects Kylo Ren? Is it something else? But I'm also kind of excited about the fact that there is still a Marvel character we do not know that's coming at with the launch with that Battlegrounds.
Has to be Scarlet Witch. Has to be. I've been saying it from the very beginning. But anyway,
I'm just trying to think who else it could be.
They've never packaged with a villain, so you're not going to see Crossbones. You're definitely not going to see Winter Soldier. You think it'd be Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
Friendship.
Winter Soldier would make a lot of sense.
That's true.
They've already got the character, inbuilt character made from the Power Disc. I think we should put the Winter Soldier at the, it's pretty close to it.
But the only reason I'm sticking with Scarlet Witch is the male female. Every playset, even the starter has
there hasn't.
Wait. 3.0.
There's two playsets.
I'm talking about 3.0. Remember what you said?
Yeah.
Everything last year, let's throw it out the door. Well, let's stick to 3.0. Only 3.0.
The only reason I said it, because whenever it's this thing of like male and female pack, makes sense. And then you go, well, they didn't do it with Monsters University. They didn't do it with Lone Ranger. They didn't do it with Spider-Man. Doesn't mean they have to do it. So I am just saying, I think Winter Soldier, I don't think we should, because there's not a lot of Scarlet Witch merchandise out.
And guess what? When Frozen 2 comes out, we're only going to have a female pack. So back at you, my friend.
I don't have the problem. I just think, I'm just saying, I'm still not 100% sold on Quicksilver. I think, on Scarlet Witch. There's not a lot of merchandise. Obviously with the DisKingdom, we see a lot. I'm constantly looking at merchandise listings and merchandise websites and stuff, and there is not a lot of Scarlet Witch stuff. It's just there because of this whole thing with the X-Men stuff. It's very, very messy. I hope they do put her in, because she's a major part of the Civil War. But so is Winter Soldier. He's a major part of the Civil War.
But then, Roger, we wouldn't have a single female release for Marvel this time around.
Yeah,
and
that's bad.
That's really bad. Our female gamers are outnumbering our male gamers in Disney Infinity now. That would not be nice.
I think I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna throw this a complete curveball. I really hope that at some point in Disney Infinity we get some full-on princess playset of with that is aimed at young girls. I know it's like they shouldn't have, and we've had all these Marvel and Star Wars stuff. I don't want to play it, but I still feel they should have something that is not quite so. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm kind of smiling and laughing because I've actually had this idea a while ago as well. Like, why not have an expansion game, or like you said, let's make them playsets. Let's make them all playsets. Why not just have a playset that
only the princesses can play in, kind of like the way they did it, where it's something that they need to do. So I don't know. That'll be interesting.
There's a new princess comic book coming out next month, and I just feel like, even I'm thinking, come on, it's not, the guys are getting. I mean, I know girls can play Star Wars and there's all the rest of it, and that's fine, but it's primary. It's like a primal thing of how the games are being presented, like Marvel and Star Wars, is so. I know they want to do this, and so many girl fans want it. I mean, I'm not saying girl fans don't necessarily. Oh, well, I don't want princesses. I want, a Mulan and Pocahontas kind of full-on battle play set. It just, I just feel like even I'm thinking, come on, there should be a better representation. Something completely. I think like Inside Out was that kind of thing. I'm not saying it was girly, but it was not battle driven. It wasn't about fighting. And I think that's the trouble with, I think, some of the Infinity playsets is that they've been very kind of combat focused.
Right.
But now, right. I think that's pretty much going to wrap up our leak side of things. We will go into a little bit more detail once we've got all the official information on them.
Yeah, and right before we move on to our next subject, just a little housekeeping. If you are watching and you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do, but do not try to click your screen. If you have been clicking the screen for like the past 35 minutes, that is actually a pillow behind Roger. That is not our subscribe button. So I just wanted to clarify that. Do not click there. Anyways.
Yeah.
Right,
it literally arrived in the post yesterday. Cost me about $5 off of eBay. I'm gonna be honest, it looks a lot more redder here. When I got it at the box, it was a bit more. It looked more pink and orange. I was like, well, that's what happens when I buy cheap stuff from China.
It definitely looks red, my friend. So you're good.
But yeah, I thought, I've got to set a little studio up here. We've got the lights and we've got, we're kind of trying to be slightly professional.
All right, so next topic.
Let's discuss the InfiniFan Awards. And I can never pronounce that right. I'm going to be honest. I have too many F's for me.
That was perfect. InfiniFan.
Yeah, good. The InfiniFan Awards. This is a collaboration between a whole host of different websites. I'm going to reel them off now quickly so everyone knows. Disney Holics, Disney Infinity TV, Infinity Adventures, Infinity Corner, Disney Infinity Code, Bad Gamer, Rezzed, Mighty Jidus, iSturly.tv, iHeart Infinity, and the Media Meltdown Mousecast.
Oh, so and us.
And us, yes, and us. And it's a collaboration where sort of, it's always, I think, at this time of year, there's always kind of lots of awards and stuff going on. And we were thinking of doing something ourselves. But this kind of come together, and it's like it made complete sense for the whole community just to get together, do something together, and kind of do a big, solid kind of awards thing. So you can go on there and vote. So I'm going to bring up the website here now. There are loads of things. You can vote one per. I think it's one per household. So they're going to go for it now. Unfortunately, because of the way. You are going to see who I voted for. So you've obviously got a few things of like how old you are. Actually, no, it's not my answers at all. That just depends on who's voting. So we can see here that there's a large male performance of people voting at the minute.
Oh, I got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there is a large variety of people that are really across the board age-wise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you first get into Infinity? Right, so here, let's get into the awards. So you got the best Star Wars Power Disc. So you got like all the Star Wars Power Discs there. You've got the best Marvel Power Disc, which wasn't a lot of choice.
Yeah, keep that in mind. This is all based off of what came out in 2015.
Yeah, everything that came out in 2015 was included in this cycle. You got the best Disney Infinity Power Disc. Okay, so you got all the different Disney ones there. There's also the digital ones got included in that one.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Best costume disc. So these again power discs. So King Mickey or Flynn's Stormtrooper.
Finn.
Best vehicle or mount.
Yeah, they've won.
Yeah. Best power disc overall. Okay, so you can come on to infinifansawards.com and vote yourself. Voting is on for, I think, the rest of the week. Best Toy Box game presented by us. So, wow, that is 50-50. Technically, Toy Box is Takeover is leading. I thought that was going to be a runaway.
Wow.
That's a surprise.
I'm surprised Takeover is winning. I thought Speakboat would win.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally 3 votes in it at the minute. That is
interesting.
Close.
Yeah.
Best play set. Oh, definitely. Rise of the Empire is starting to lead away with it.
That was my vote. Yay.
Yeah, that was mine too. I gotta be honest. I wouldn't. Yes, Force Awakens wouldn't have been my one. Star Wars Infinity figure. So Kylo Ren. That was again my vote.
Boo! Put Darth Vader.
As you can see, Ahsoka so high up as well. Actually.
Oh, she was awesome. She would totally be my vote if I wasn't a Darth Vader fan.
Yeah, I think for me she was like the most unknown of the. I mean, I have watched Clone Wars, but it was still kind of like, all right, whatever. Best Marvel Infinity ones. This is kind of so here we've got now this is basically anything that kind of was announced. So that's why so this is everything that got released. So there you got Hulkbuster definitely leading the way. I mean, I know that was my vote too. That was one hell of a figure. Best Infinity figure, Disney side of things. Bit more even. That's a bit all over the place. So it's very, very close between all of them.
I like Mickey.
Best male character. And then we have best female figure. Yeah,
wow.
Not a lot in that. That is
wow,
close.
Look at that. 2 votes. Jeez.
Yeah, that's a
these
lot.
These are a lot closer than I would think.
Yeah, it's also cool because it's kind of great to see kind of interaction between everyone. Best figure design. So again, Hulkbuster kind of really kind of starting to pull away there. Like I said, you can go onto the website and vote.
You voted for Boba Fett.
Yes. Most anticipated figure presented by us. Now these were these were ones that were have been sort of officially teased or announced.
Right.
So the ones that came in over the weekend haven't been included. Though Vision was in there because of the CNET one, and Ant-Man because of San Diego Comic-Con, because he was
literally on Hulk's hand.
We did see him.
Yeah, we also saw a really great artist rendering. So
yeah.
That's literally a vote.
Yes,
from Peter Pan.
To Ant-Man.
Like, Roger, your vote of Ant-Man is basically the reason why he's winning.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, that is basically it. I don't not surprised with Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde because they are unknowns at the minute. They are. Give it 2 months, everyone will go mad about.
Everybody's gonna love them. Yeah.
Look at Inside Out. Most desired figure. So these are ones of what people want to see. So this is compiled from a list of requested figures from the Disney.
Poor Darkwing Duck is always second best.
Indiana Jones, Mabel, Darkwing Duck, General Grievous, Scarlet Witch, the Genie, Kim Possible, Oswald. Who is that?
Where? Oswald.
No, the one under that. Azra Ventress.
Really? You don't know who Ventress is?
No.
From Clone Wars. She was the female, the one that was being trained.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah. I just that completely just like, who the hell is that?
Poor Hera.
Yeah. Rex isn't doing too well either.
Yeah. But
I know who one of those votes is.
Yeah. Metal Train Man, how's it going?
What the trouble is, everyone's voted for Rex from Star Tours instead.
Star Wars, yeah. Oh yeah, Star Tours too, yeah. Yeah, how can we do him in?
Yeah, the best JV outfit. So there we go. We got
you chose the Snuggie?
Yeah, I chose the Snuggie.
Oh no, I didn't even choose this. I chose Jack Skellington. He's not even doing that great.
Well, it's I thought it was cool because I just like that one. Best content adaptation. So the original Star Wars, Inside Out, Star Tours, etc. Best legacy content. So this is stuff of like choosing content based on a property released more than 10 years ago, so separately from the main game. This does not include characters that made an appearance. For example, Darth Vader had made an appearance in Rebels, so he's not eligible. So Boba Fett holiday special. So that's kind of a one. Best figure voice actor. So Daisy Ridley's winning that one at the minute.
Interesting.
So it's very close with Adam Driver and Obi-Wan Kenobi. They're all kind of very, very close. There's literally a couple of votes between the three of them.
Yeah, I'd probably vote for James Arnold Taylor.
Best developer. So this is between sort of Ninja Theory. I think the combat system is very, very high up.
Yeah.
And then Avalanche with the inside out playset, which I can't. And then you got Sumo Digital down with the driving mechanics. I definitely feel Ninja Theory's combat changed the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I also think Sumo Digital did a great job on the driving. Best artist. So these are custom artists. So you got Craig Barnes, Rayo Perez. I hate trying to pronounce.
You want me to read these because I can read names. Craig Barnes. We have Reynaldo Perez, Gonda Chris, Hector Moran, Zenith Ardor, and a Disney Toy Story, which that's an interesting name. But anyway,
do you think it changed up by Depot?
I don't know. I want to see that on a passport.
Yeah. Best custom figure. So we've got a few different figures there by different ones. You got
oh, I haven't seen a few of these. These look
yeah,
cool.
They look cool. And best Infinity figure presented by special guests. And yeah, that's it. So if you haven't already done so, just jump onto the InfinityAwards.com, so InfinityFan Awards.com, and put in your vote. You can only vote once, but it's definitely worth doing because it's a great thing, and also it's kind of a good, I'd say, a good straw poll on what everyone feels about with Disney Infinity in 2015. So that's pretty cool. So anything you want to add to that, Abe, before we finish off?
No, absolutely. Just go vote. I mean, we definitely see that there's some really close ones. So I don't want anything to end in a tie. So go vote.
Yes. Vote now.
Vote now.
Yeah, so if you, like Abe said, if you haven't already done so, remember to hit that subscribe button if you're listening to us on YouTube.
Not that one.
Sorry, on YouTube. If you are on iTunes, be sure to get subscribe over there as well. And if you can leave us a review, that would help us as well. You can also find us on Stitcher, and you can find us on your RSS feeds if you're on an Android device. Lots of really cool on the podcast version. Big shout out to Ethan over at sorterapps.com, Magic Band Collectors, for being this month's Patreon, as well to our other supporters as well. Big shout out to you guys. And yeah, just check us out at DisKingdom.com. And also just a quick plug for our Disney Infinity and Beyond Facebook group. You'll find us there, and we're all just getting in on the conversation about Disney Infinity. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we shall see you later.
We shall see you later. Laters, guys.
Laters.
Laters.